All right, we're live.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Walrus and Comic Wrestling Report. We're freshly squeezed back from Jacksonville, Florida. A 5-hour trip down, a 5-hour trip back. Brett, how are you feeling?
I'm not freshly squeezed. Don't call me.
Oh,
that.
You are.
Don't call me that. But we'll get to that. I want to say this was the first live event I've ever been to. I've been to concerts, I've been to baseball games, I've been to football games, I've been to blah, 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 blah. For as small of a crowd as it was, a small arena, I've been in bigger crowds, I've been to bigger shows. I have never been in anything that was as electric as it was last night. I've never been in any crowd.
How crazy is it when you think about, you're talking about something that's scripted and choreographed, okay? And we're talking about that versus going into a football game.
Yeah.
I've been at University of South Carolina games that weren't as exciting as that. With 80,000 people.
Electric.
And so I think it, when you look at it, I think it tells the story that the AEW executives are trying to tell when the crowd is that into it.
Yep.
Now, granted, I just think that generally the crowd was into it because they're just glad to be back.
Here, can I tell you?
Go ahead.
Because I hear that, but I was thinking on my ride over here to record, I was thinking, no way when WWE brings fans back into the building, I don't think their first show is as electric as this one.
I can tell you that, from just the standpoint of I've been to probably 50 wrestling shows in my life, WWE shows, house or pay-per-view, are very similar.
So that wasn't the biggest you've seen last night.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But I think it's the biggest because of COVID.
Oh, okay.
In all honesty, wrestling shows, and this is what you've missed. And when we talk about things, I think that's some of your disconnect that you don't really get why some things happen and why some people like certain things. Is because your lack of attendance at live shows. Because at a live show, the energy level is just different than sitting on the couch watching it.
Well, of course.
At the live show, there actually is less time to critique bad things that happen than there are go crazy about spots.
I critiqued a lot last night. I was watching it from the point of doing a video on it today, so I was watching it differently than everybody else.
I was watching it as a fan.
Yeah, I was watching it differently than everybody else.
Yeah, but in the moment when you're not a podcast recorder.
I was taking notes all through the show.
Yeah, when you're not a podcast recorder though, that type of high-paced, flying action, it's hard to just kind of man, this show blowed because when the people
last night's show did not.
Well, I know.
Did not.
I know. But
woo!
I know, but it's even the shows that are mediocre.
Yeah.
It's hard because fans get into it.
Yeah.
And when you're thinking about, all right, this stuff's not real. If you didn't know that, I'm sorry.
No.
All right, the stuff is choreographed there, But when the artist can really put on a show that makes you invested. It kind of just blows your mind. Last night, been in a lot of crowds. This is the closest I've ever been to a ring, though. I'll tell you, because I'm usually not willing to pay more than $100 for a ticket. And for $100,
this was about $100. And you walk into the arena, and we had looked at the map kinda, and we thought we knew where we would be sitting. And it's just an arena. There's not a stadium. It's a concert.
Kinda.
It's a concert amphitheater. So it's kind of shaped like a baseball diamond. And you have the stage where home plate would be, and then the stands are built like an outfield. So it's shaped like a baseball diamond. And you walk into the stadium, and you kind of walk down into the thing.
Yeah.
So we were. About 11 rows up. There's floor seats around the ring where the wall is, the barricade, floor seats, and then you go up into the first row of actual seats in the arena. And we were about 5-6 rows into the actual seats. right about 2 or 3 feet over the top rope. So we're looking right into the ring about 40 foot from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you couldn't have gotten better than that.
I know. I did a really good job picking those tickets out.
Woo.
You know, it was, and I don't know, like I was overwhelmed. Now what I was overwhelmed by was $6 bottles of water.
Oh my God!
All right, because let me tell you, I absolutely refused, and I don't know if you noticed by the end of the show, because we were in there so long, and it was, for me, I'm a big dude. It was hot. I was sweating. My lips, it was like I literally had been living under the sea. They were so chapped and I was so dehydrated because I was not. I refused to pay $6 for a bottle of water.
My dumb ass went into the store and couldn't, they had to pay, apparently they had the prices posted.
They were literally on the little rows.
Dude, I didn't fucking see them.
Yeah, every drink was $6.
I didn't see them. I got a Pepsi, 20-ounce Pepsi, and got to the register and almost shit my pants when she said $6.
She said $6.45. I think you're like.
I was like,
I remember watching your face, and I was like, "Oh, dude, he's just getting his first experience right here."
God damn!
It was bad. That was terrible. Also, they didn't have enough merchandise.
No, they sold out quick.
I guess I don't know why they were expecting.
They sold out very fast.
People to want to buy stuff, but. Because when we got in there, the line was so long. I mean, it was 300 people deep almost.
Yeah.
And all right, I'm not standing in line there. I was like, I'll go in the middle of the Battle Royal match. So I left, and
table was empty.
By God, everything was gone.
Yep, table was empty.
I was like, what? So before we start talking about the pay-per-view and doing a review for everyone and talking about what we saw, I want to talk about what this guy in line said yesterday. Okay, first off, the line for this thing to get in, there was one gate to go through.
Yeah,
and it was incredibly long. And you know what? I think they got through everyone in the time they had.
The line might have been a quarter or half a mile long.
Yeah, it was
when they started letting people in.
Yeah. So there was a guy who was standing behind us, and this is really interesting. Of wrestling crowds I've been in, waiting to get in for a show, this was probably the friendliest.
Yep.
Everyone was just talking in the amphitheater. Everyone was super friendly, talking, and I was like, man, this usually doesn't happen.
It was everybody was just in one big conversation.
In
our section.
It was kind of like you're in a family reunion almost.
Like everybody in our section was just in the same conversation.
Yeah. And it was cool because you had, when you look at it, there was a Hispanic family in front of us, and they were involved with us and the people around them. And then you had, there's so much diversity around us in that crowd. And it was for that 4 hours, it didn't matter.
Yeah, hey, we're
all wrestling fans here.
Yeah.
We're all psyched to see Sting. 62-year-old Sting. And I'm going to say that for them. I'm going to say that. But here's the thing that stuck out the most to me. This guy behind us, he's talking, he goes to a lot of, they flew from Denver to go to this. And then they'll go to all the WrestleManias and everything. So they go to a lot of events. And he was like, I stopped watching WWE for a while. And I realized you can't look at all wrestling with the WWE lens. No. And I was like, what a great way to put that. And talking about finishes and talking about flipping titles. And he's like, a lot of us, most of us have the perspective of this is how WWE does it. This is the way it should be done. They won the Monday Night Wars. They're the biggest wrestling company in the world.
But WWE created their own psychology. The way psychology was supposed to work, WWE was kind of just kind of threw that out the window and created their own for their own fans.
But how much did what he said make sense though? Because we watched a lot of these things, and you listen. You might not like WWE like that, but you've gone through the Attitude Era. You went through all the Raw, SmackDowns, pay-per-views for a 15-year period. You analyze things still with the WWE lens.
Yeah.
Even though you're starting to break away from it more and you have a lot more heavier opinions, you still look at things from that.
I feel like my problem in wrestling right now is not that I look at stuff in a WWE lens. I think you'll agree. My problem is I look at wrestling through
1980s
an 80s WCW Smoky Mountain Wrestling lens.
Which is probably why you really like the Eddie Kingston and Moxley versus Young Bucks match, because that was a very 1980s Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
I look at it through a very
80s.
This is the way psychology is supposed to be. This is what wrestlers are supposed to be. It's supposed to be a competition. It's supposed to be this and that. So
I used to really be like that. But I really, really enjoy seeing things break away from that every now and then. And to see how people can be successful. Which is why I'm a huge Orange Cassidy fan. Ooh. Because he does what you shouldn't do in the ring, and it gets the pop. Ooh. That's how you become an ultimate babyface. Ooh. And he's an ultimate babyface. And you hate everything he does. And that's okay. Ooh. But you know what? If you're not a fan of babyfaces anyways. You're a heel guy. Yeah. And it makes sense why you would really not like Orange Cassidy, because he does those stupid things and he gets away with it and get wins.
What did I do in that match when he started?
Okay. I just wanted to, I'm just making a little point here. We're going to come back to it, okay? All right, so let's talk about this, okay? First match is coming up. First of all, Justin Roberts comes out, and let me tell you this. The guy's got great eyesight. He's standing in the ring,
this man was reading
and he's
signs.
reading signs all around. And I was like, how is he? How's he seeing that?
This man was reading signs in the upper deck.
And it blew my mind. Like, he was just like reading all this stuff. He was excited. Here's the thing. The referees were excited. Yep. The announcers were excited. Everyone was excited. The fans. It made for a great dynamic.
Like the referees were smiling, looking at the crowd.
Yeah, like
Justin Roberts.
It's been over a year and over a year.
Yeah.
And
everybody was pumped to have it back.
Yeah. And so, like, first of all, Justin Roberts comes out, and that's the first thing that stuck out to me, is the way he was looking at the crowd and that look on his face, like, this is it. This is why we're finally here. You know, we're back. And
everybody in the show had that attitude.
Yeah. So, first match, right? What a banger.
What an opener. Jesus Christ.
A match that we overlooked. I'm not saying we don't like women's wrestling, but what I'm saying is,
and I don't think
when
this
you
match,
look at this card,
match was on the pay-per-view. It was on the pre-show.
It was on the pre-show, yeah. But man, let me tell you, it was listed on the things when we were going over the list for our predictions. It was listed there.
Okay.
And I think we just kind of skipped over it because we wanted the bigger matches. Well, by God, I don't know why we skipped over it, because match of the night started out as this match. Yeah. And then it was replaced by the next match. And, you know, like, it was just a night of, like, outdoing each other, except for one match, okay? But NWA Women's Championship, Serena Deeb versus Riho, which was really funny because the guy we were talking to outside of the stadium reminded us that neither one of these women work for NWA.
Huh.
They both are contracted over AEW. Okay, so that's the first thing. Yeah. Hilarious. Yeah. All right. Second thing, I don't think the crowds understood that you cheer for the baby faces, and you boo the heels.
Dude,
please.
Later in the show, I feel like in some matches, and you'll see what we're talking about. Miro and Archer was one of them.
Miro's a babyface. I don't care what you say.
I think it started to not confuse the wrestlers, but they're like, how do we work here? Like, it started to, they couldn't figure out how to go about it, because they're like, hey, listen, right. I'm not getting heat. Nothing I do is getting heat. They're cheering for me. Everything I do, they're
crazy.
Cheering.
Everyone's going ballistic.
So what do I do here?
The eye poke are doomed to happen in the match, right? The eye poke was it Young Bucks?
Yep.
And everyone went crazy.
And it's like everybody kind of started to, like, I guess we'll just do a match. Like, I guess we'll just not worry about it.
Let's talk about this, because all right, Rio's the first AEW Women's Champion. Okay, she beat the woman that Vicky Guerrero manages, Nyla Rose.
Okay, yeah.
Which is one of those hokey type things because in no way should Rio beat Nyla Rose in anything. All right? And so but Rio won. Okay, let's disregard that. She's a babyface. She can be nothing but a babyface.
Right.
Serena Deeb
doesn't look anything like a heel. Like, no chance.
You talking about Rio?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Because Serena Deeb, like I've been watching a lot of these different things, back and forth. And Serena Deeb is one of, essentially, how do I put this? I've never seen anyone cheer for her at all in any of these things.
Well.
Like, and the look on her face when people are going crazy when she's coming out was like, she was overwhelmed.
Yep.
And then, like, some of the spots in the match, people are going crazy. She was overwhelmed.
Yep. And that was the first you saw.
Yeah. Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, why is everyone cheering for her? Like, I don't understand this. Like, why is this happening? Man, you know what? The bad guys deserve a little bit of encouragement. Hey. And, it's kind of like this. Like, this happens in WWE way more than any other wrestling organization because of the way WWE flips people heel, baby. Randy Orton gets cheered whether he's a babyface or a heel.
Yeah.
Stone Cold was still babyface, heel. No one really knew what he was. Right. There are a multitude of wrestlers where this happens to. And I think that's the WWE effect.
Yeah.
Just like how they flip people back and forth. We're just talking about a natural heel coming out to a round of a big ovation.
Not even a round of applause.
It was a pop.
Yeah.
And she's overwhelmed. Like, you could see it in her face. Because I remember I'm just hawking in, I'm looking, and I was like, man, why is everyone going crazy for this girl? And you could see she was just kind of overwhelmed, and she fed off the energy. Heels feed off negative energy. They were getting all this positive, encouraging energy, and it was just like, boom, everything she tried to do that was heel, people went crazy.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, I guess I keep doing it then. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
And it was just like, oh man, what a great match though.
Yeah.
We were talking about a banger here. I mean, they came out. I mean, there were some hard hits in this.
Yep.
There were some hard moves in this. The crowd was engaged the whole way through.
Yeah.
And I will tell you this, the crowd was engaged more than the Britt Baker Shiro match later. They were more engaged during the NWA match.
Yep.
Now, is that a product of this being the first match?
Because, they gotta.
That's the way to look at it, right? Like, I mean, that's a valid thought. Everyone's been standing outside for an hour and a half to get in. Everybody's inside with their $6 bottles of water, their $15 liquor drinks.
Yeah.
And everyone's ready to pop and go. And this is the first match out, and everyone's going crazy. These women probably never heard cheer and applause like this ever.
Yeah.
All right? Is that a product of this being first on the card? Or is it, like, fatigue of the match during it? Like, I've read a couple things.
I think the crowd got, and I can tell you about where they got tired, and we'll go through it. But I think they got a little tired.
Yeah. I got you. I just think that it was so.
No, they didn't lose much energy the whole night, but they started to like.
Where do you think they lost more energy? Cody Rhodes Gargano, or during the Baker Shira match?
I think it was between. It was building up to that long pause when they did the American Soldier that came out and they did the Service Dogs thing. It was between that and Cody Rhodes and the Go-Go's match. They kind of lost a little steam. That long pause kind of let out a little steam.
I just think that match itself.
And then I was about to say, and then and then that match wasn't great. It was the weakest match on the card, and I think
we'll talk about why I think that was the weakest match on the card.
And I think those two together, the long pause between the match, and then the match finally starting and it being the weakest on the card, I think it kind of had it accumulated. It kind of had an effect that kind of.
Yeah,
I can see down.
Well, this first match, Serena Deeb's the champion coming in, defending against Rio. And this match was highly contested throughout the whole thing. At any point, you thought any woman could win. They both hit major spots. Rio got up and did they call it in WWE the coup de grace, like that's Finn Balor's move to jump down.
Yep.
And man, it looked like it was hard. Like it looked full. It looked full. All right, like I know she's probably like 95 pounds. All right, 95 pounds coming down on
pretty
the
good
abdominal, like still would hurt. So it looked really, really brutal. Deeb got a really big power bomb in. Like there was some big time moves in this match, and all along the whole time, you thought any woman could win it.
Yep.
It wasn't like a squash. It wasn't. I mean, it was highly contested. It's what you want your title matches really to be, unless you're building up a Brock Lesnar and you want him to win in 5 seconds.
Right.
But this is like the blueprint of what you want your title match to look like. And Serena Deeb, the champion, comes away with the victory. Big pop at the end. Big pop for Rio, who's leaving at the end. This is the moment at the end of this match, with the pop that happened, even though it didn't make sense why the heel got such a big pop. That's the moment last night where I realized wrestling's back.
Yeah.
And you know what? This wrestling war is a legitimate war.
Dude, that crowd last night.
Yeah.
I maintain WWE will struggle to get a crowd as hot as they were last night.
I don't know if that will be the case. We will see. I'm a big believer that they're going to sell out no matter what.
Well, yeah.
And the energy in the crowds.
But that energy last night is hard to replicate.
It is. Now everyone is tighter and up on you.
Yeah.
Who knows? If this is done in Jacksonville's actual stadium, how many people they sell? I don't know. With that championship match at the end,
they made a good decision with you.
I think, yeah, oh yeah.
They picked a good building.
Yeah. I think if that championship match at the end was Omega versus Moxley in Jacksonville Stadium itself, it might sell out.
Yeah.
Omega versus Hangman Page, it might sell out. I don't think Omega versus Orange Cassidy versus Pac sells out.
No.
I think people are more there for the Moxley Kingston versus Young Bucks match, like over the championship match. Yeah. I think the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle, people are there more so for that over the championship match. I think the championship match actually got overshadowed by the card being too strong.
The card was
like
packed.
So if you're asking my opinion on that, it's just banger after banger.
Yeah, I mean, it was just...
All right, here. So we get this match, right? And you know, Deeb wins. And then you move on to the next match, which, at first glance...
I thought the way this moved, it ended up being detrimental to the back end of the card.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I think it was too much in the front. I think it was too good in the front. But here you go. Think of this. I honestly can't imagine a day where Brian Cage gives me a match that's that damn good.
Dude.
Like, to be as big as he is not stiff.
He can go.
He can go. And he'll throw a few potatoes in there. And I think Hangman's the right guy to take a few potatoes. And he'll give you a few potatoes. I think Hangman Adam Page is... I'm going to tell you this. Anyone beats Kenny Omega for the title, I think it's Hangman Adam Page.
That's the big.
I think the place would go crazy.
They were.
Now, here's the thing. God, dude, they pop off for him. But can he carry the company as a champion? That's the big question, because, like, right now everything he's doing, you know, there's no he's got no pressure, man. He's done this thing with the Dark Order, right? Like, that's been really hilarious, really fun. People love the angle. All right, he's done the things with Kenny Omega as the tag team. People love the angle. People love this guy. But does he have enough to carry the company?
Here's what I would say.
Okay, and then I got something to say.
The guy also said yesterday when we were in line that one thing WWE does differently, and I think they do it wrong. I don't know exactly where he was on it. I think he was like, he likes it the way other places do it better. WWE starts a push for the title. not ends it.
Oh, he doesn't like WWE's way.
That's the wrong way to do it. Of course, that's the wrong way to do it. He's got a lot behind him. Yeah. He's getting big. People love him. People are behind him. But if you compare him right now to a Kenny Omega or a Jon Moxley or a Chris Jericho, he's not.
You know why?
Hang on. Okay. It'll take, if you give him a good program that lasts 6 months to a year of him and one of those, Chris Jericho, a Jon Moxley, a Kenny Omega, and he's chasing that title, I think one good program puts him there.
You know what I think he lacks? Mic skills.
Yeah.
I don't think he's overly impressive on the mic. I think he seems like it because he gets you a lot of one-liners, a lot of little bangers there.
Yeah.
There's no structure to it. There's no long thing. Moxley's a talker.
Yeah.
Jericho's a talker. Kenny Omega, talker. Seth Rollins, not a talker. Yeah. But listen, I just had to throw him in there. I know he's your favorite wrestler in WWE. So you look at these things, and I think Miro, holy smokes, man. He's been putting off some bangers of some talks lately.
Yeah.
People are kind of going crazy over it. I know Jim Cornette thinks his character already died. Last night, Jim Cornette said he thought that the Best Man character killed his push in AEW already.
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Jim Cornette's wrong.
Yeah, no.
That's what I'm saying. We found out last night.
Yeah.
Jim Cornette's wrong.
Yeah.
And listen, what a stud. What a stud he is. Okay, Brian Cage, Hangman Adam Page, okay? I can tell you, it all throughout everything I saw, because I like to read people's reviews and what people liked and didn't like about things and compare them to my own. What I've seen is this is a solid match all around the board for everyone.
Yeah.
A nice B or higher.
That's my note was, as simply as I could put it, Page and Cage can be stars. And that's what I wrote.
Well, Brian Cage was a star in TNA? Impact? Impact?
Somewhere.
And he was an Impact, and he was Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
He was Lucha Underground. And you know what? He was pretty dang good there.
Can be.
Yeah. I think his issue now is he's older. I think he's like 36.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
But that work he did last night was...
And Hangman Adam Page is not a thin dude.
No.
Hangman goes over the top.
Saved his life.
Yeah. I was talking about a different time. I think when he jumps over the ropes to do the little body press.
Yeah.
And Cage just catches him.
And he catches him.
That's a full grown man.
Yeah, jumping out of the ring, you're on the floor, and he jumps out of the ring and catches him.
Yeah, full grown man.
But I don't know if that was the biggest display of strength. Because weight's pretty evenly distributed there.
Yeah.
You practice that, you do, that spot's done.
That's still tough to do.
It is. I'm not disputing that.
Okay.
Brian Cage sitting on the top rope.
Yeah.
Hangman Page goes to do, what do you call it? Is it, what do you call this? This what he was about to do.
The Hurricane Rana?
Hurricane Rana. Because I didn't know if the Hurricane Rana was. But he starts the Hurricane Rana off the top rope. I don't know if this was the spot. I don't know if something didn't feel right. He goes straight down, and Cage just grabs his legs and catches him. Yeah. And he has to pull himself back up to just he just kind of holds his legs around, makes a triangle around his neck, and Brian Cage grabs his legs and just catches his ass.
Yes. I think it was Hangman was slipping there.
And that was just his power to catch a man that's slipping.
Yeah.
And not let him, and hold him until he gets himself adjusted and picks himself back up.
And do the original spot.
Yeah.
How great was it?
Holds him until he gets himself back up.
You know what my favorite part of the match was? I know that was great and that was impressive. When Brian Cage went for the buckshot lariat. For me, that blew my mind. And then, didn't Hangman turn around and do the F5 to Brian Cage?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was, all right, first off, I was like, there is no way Brian Cage is about to do this little flip over the rope.
Oh, yes, he is.
And do the clothesline. He did the flip over the rope and it got interrupted. That's fine.
That's what we needed to see. That's what people wanted to see.
Yeah, because all you hear is Brian Cage is stiff. He can't move. He's too bulky.
Well, if you saw the match last night, you're wrong.
Yeah, changed my mind. And Hangman Adam Page wins the match, and what was the crowd? The crowd did a "This is awesome" chant in a Brian Cage match because he showed he could. You know what it reminds me of? It's what WWE really handicapped Brock Lesnar in his second return when he was like, "Oh, we just want you to do this, this, and this. His power moves and suplex and F5s. That's all we want you to do, and like tackles and shoulder blocks." You know, the AEW isn't putting that limitation on Brian Cage, and you're getting to see the full athletic prowess.
And he's good.
And he's good. But Hangman Adam Page has got to be next in line for the title against Kenny Omega. I think the crowd is thirsting to see it. I think you could. All right, hear me on this. I know you don't like him. I think Orange Cassidy would benefit for a like series of matches in a run at Miro in the TNT title. I think they would be magic. Imagine Orange Cassidy putting his hands in his pocket, and Miro just like he's flexing the crowd, hands in the pocket. Miro comes behind with like an elbow to the knee and puts him in his little submission move with his hands in his pockets. Yeah. All right, think of what that does, man. It builds up sympathy for the big Orange Cassidy fans. The people who hate him like you, who want to see him destroyed, builds them up there. Yeah. You could do a great series of matches.
Yeah, you could.
I think they would have a great segment. Because Miro would be doing all this talking, and Hangman just hands in the pocket, says nothing. And Miro gets his chance to get up and up and up, get that voice going, practice his promos more. He can give real passionate ones.
Yep.
And Orange Cassidy just like,
Jesus Christ.
I think it would be great. That's how I would book it. Yeah. I think it would be phenomenal.
All right.
And I think you get to see some of those potatoes you want.
Good. All right.
Man, listen, I should be a booker right now. Okay?
Yeah, you should be. Why don't you?
I don't, I'm teaching. I don't know. All right, next match. This is match of the night for me.
I thought match of the night.
This is my favorite one. Like, I liked all the other stuff, and listen, match of the night right here. AEW Tag Team Championship, the Young Bucks, the champions, versus Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley. First off, how great was Wild Thing?
Jon Moxley's entrance is the best in wrestling right now.
Right, and
best thing in wrestling right now.
And he came right by us, so I was like, that's how.
We had 4 rows behind us, and then the walkway.
Felt a little moist, Like I was so excited there. How great is Eddie Kingston?
Yeah.
For a guy who I've never heard of him until he came to AEW, had a one-off match with Cody Rhodes for the TNT title, open invitation, and people fell in love with him.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, he's in big-time matches. One with Jon Moxley is one of the most brutal I had ever seen.
And he's hot right now.
You got to ride that. Listen, I'm not saying, first off, there's only so many titles you can have. You know what? It's okay to give Jon Moxley a break from being a champion. Let him and Eddie Kingston just beat up people and do some crazy things around the block, and just let some things happen. And I think the fans would love it. I think Jon Moxley would like not having the pressure, just kind of going out and having fun with his best friend, You're making Eddie Kingston some money. He's making money.
Yeah.
He is.
Making a killing.
He's been in him versus Jon Moxley match was out of this world. He was big in the segments with the Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega thing. He's gonna be a household name at the twilight of his career. Because he's been wrestling 20 plus years or something like that. But he's gonna be one of those household names. I think you ride that, man. And we saw some really cool stuff in this match.
Yeah, we did.
I love stealing wrestlers' gimmicks. I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it, man. The Ric Flair eye poke. That was a Ric Flair eye poke we saw from the Young Bucks.
How about exactly the same. Michaels
All right. They're burying the super kick.
The hair flip. Yeah. What did I write?
Listen,
Ron Terry.
I know. I went back and I was thinking about this. Okay, you fell asleep on the ride home. I had a lot of time by myself to think about things. I think they're doing this on purpose.
Yeah.
Because every wrestler used a super kick. It didn't matter for anything.
Yeah.
There was a lot of wrestlers use a super kick now.
Yeah.
I think they're intentionally doing it.
Trying to ruin it for everybody else.
I think they're intentionally burying Shawn Michaels' move.
Yeah.
And they've done a few weeks ago when the SVU versus Young Bucks were the titles versus tag team career. When they did the Shawn Michaels looking at Ric Flair, I love you.
No, yeah.
And they super kicked his face off. I absolutely love it, dude. Like, I love stealing the gimmick. The jump off the top rope to the tombstone pile driver. Absolutely.
Young Bucks and Eddie and Moxley have a great match before attempting to bury the super kick.
Yeah.
Is what I wrote. Was my note.
Yeah. And the more I thought about it, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's just a normal move in their repertoire.
It's obviously what they're doing.
You remember playing the WWE games when they brought the tag team stuff in, where you for the first time you do tag team moves together?
Yeah.
It's just like you do your little special, your little mini special, do your tag team super kicks. All right, that's what it is. And you know what? I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they're really good at executing those kicks multiple times and making it look like they're hitting people's heads off. You know, both these tag teams have great chemistry together.
Yeah.
To say Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston are singles competitors coming together, like they have a lot of chemistry.
Yeah.
A lot. And the whole shoe thing, I know you didn't really understand it. They stole like $2,000 shoes.
Yeah, I saw that.
And like that's why it came in. That's why I had a role in there. It's been a pretty big focal point the past 2 or 3 weeks. But like, dude, does it look like anyone hits harder than Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston putting moves on people?
Jesus.
And like the bumps that the Young Bucks take. Listen, best tag team in the world. They sell for everyone.
Yeah.
Now they're going to get their moments, right? They're like a cross between like, all right, so they have the personality of like Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair together.
I was going to say they're Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair.
If they had Shawn and Rick had a baby, it would be the Young Bucks.
They get theirs, but they also sell.
But like, and they get theirs from the way I think of the Hardy Boys, like the old school Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
Like they got their moments. They sold the Dudley Boys and everyone else's moments.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I think of them. Best tag team in the world, dude.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know what?
That's not a contest.
They showed us why. I did not have a problem with the ending of this match
Easily the best tag team in the world.
Yeah.
And it ain't a competition.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I think Kingston Moxley put a good one up.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this match was rated an A by like everyone.
WWE could learn a lot.
Yeah.
By watching that tag team match.
Well, that's why they offered the Young Bucks like each over $1 million apiece for 1 year.
Yeah.
Like they were like I remember I was reading in their book, right? They wrote a book. They're like they were both offered 6 figures each to come in as a tag team, and they didn't want to sell out. Listen, dude, I get it. I get not wanting to sell out.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. And I hear they probably have a decent bit of
They're
money.
probably making. They'll end up making that. Quick.
Yeah.
If they're not right now.
We're talking like AJ Styles to WWE money. You know, AJ Styles raked it in going to WWE.
They'll make it.
That's why AJ Styles, like, I think he's going to end his career in WWE.
If they aren't now, if they aren't already, they'll make it.
Yeah, I imagine they are now. But I don't know, man. What a great tag team match.
Because you know WWE always has a chance of fucking you up.
Yeah.
And not letting you be you. And burying you, and nobody likes you like nobody likes you like they did when you were on the Indies, because Vince McMahon controls everything and he fucked you up and blah 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 blah.
No, I get it.
So it's like, do I want me to be ruined for a lot of money? And they said no.
You know what? I can't say I wouldn't take the money.
No, I can't say that either. Like, but they did.
It's kind of like Rock. I had this talk on the way up. Like
Rock
selling out.
But you know what we talked about? You know what we said in that conversation?
What?
Some people are good enough not to sell out.
That's true. That's true.
You have to be the best at what you do to not sell out.
But I'm not good enough.
No.
And they probably are.
You can be good enough to not sell out.
But you know what they would have? You know what Vince would have done? He would have made them the Rockers Part 2.
He would have fucked them up.
It'd been Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty.
He would have ruined them.
Yeah, and not like it's just. And I think that's what they were worried about.
You would have been taking money for the end of your career.
All right, Casino Battle Royal.
It was good.
It was an all right thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't. There wasn't too many. I like the little 2 minutes goes by and 3 new people come out. Yeah. That's kind of an interesting concept.
I went to the bathroom during the
I got to go to the bathroom. I went to the store part and looked.
Went to the concession stand.
Do I really want this $6 water? And I said no.
Went to the concession stand and glared in at the drinks one more time.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. And I came back in time to see the Joker was Leo Rush. Mm-hmm. I was reading an article today. He's not under contract. He's not under contract with AEW or with New Japan. He has a handshake agreement. Old school, like 80s agreement. And Tony Khan was like, I like the agreement we have. He likes the agreement we have with us. He has a handshake agreement with New Japan. He likes that as well. And he knows he can come back and forth between both promotions.
There you go.
And there was a decent little pop.
It was good.
But not as big as a pop of someone else who will be making an appearance later. But there was a decent pop.
Yeah.
And people knew who he was.
Yeah, people knew who he was. I feel like there were names tossed around that would have been bigger pops.
Yeah, I just think it's a lot harder right now to surprise people with stuff. I would have been very upset if Ryback was the person though.
Fuck.
I saw that spoiler.
He would have been booed out of the arena.
Yeah, I would.
That is somebody that wouldn't have gotten cheered tonight. Last night. That was somebody who would have been. They would have booed his ass
crazy?
off.
I went to a WWE event. And at the conclusion of the live event, they did dark matches. And I saw Ryback versus Cena in a tables match for the title. The match was actually really good. But it, I don't know. I would have been very upset with that.
They would have booed his ass off.
There was zero chance Daniel Bryan was signing with AEW.
Nope.
I had zero chance.
I imagine he has it. Does he not have a compete
clause? Everyone I've been talking to said that he doesn't have one of those. That he's available.
Damn.
Yeah. I think that's the type of relationship he ended up having with Vince. Like, he got that,
Damn.
And that's why I think he's loyal. He stays loyal, man. And
maybe.
Vince paid him money through all this stuff.
Yeah, he took care of it.
Yeah, he took care of him, man. And most of those concussions didn't happen in WWE.
No.
They were from the Indies.
Yep.
You know what? He might have a little loyalty. God dang, I would love to see Kenny Omega versus Daniel Bryan. I think that would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, so Leo Rush. All right, let's talk about the coolest thing about this match.
Go ahead.
And that's the ending.
Hey!
Jungle Boy wins.
Last two in the ring.
Yeah.
Christian.
Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. And we had predicted
they end up outside the ring, and they are trading, and the crowd's going nuts.
And you know what? I think the crowd would have been fine with either one.
Crowd is going nuts.
But I think the right guy won this.
And they exploded.
Yeah. And they started singing this song.
Yeah.
His theme song, his little Jungle Boy theme song.
It was a big moment when Christian came in and
hugged him.
That was...
I thought we were going to see a turn.
Yeah.
I thought Christian was going from a baby face to a heel. Right there. I was like, he's about to hit him with the unprettier. I can't remember what they call it in AEW. It's always
is it not the kill switch anymore?
Kill switch. That's what it is. It'll always be the unprettier to me because I love that name. And so I was like, we're about to see a switch. We didn't have the switch. Fans are singing his song. He looked like he was crying in the ring. Yeah. We were talking about a guy. All right, once again, Jungle Boy versus Ron Terry. Ron Terry wins. Okay.
Does he?
All right, probably 100%.
Ah, shit.
You don't think
confidence?
You think Jungle Boy could beat me up?
I don't know. What he can do?
There's no way.
He might be a black belt.
He's going to jump on me. He's going to think I'm a little tree and try to climb up.
What's going to do to Kenny Omega? Because what that showed us at the end of the show, that's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega and Jungle Boy.
Oh, he's going to get squashed.
Yeah.
But the moment with the fans, that was like a WrestleMania moment in AEW for him. And you know what? I was happy with it. Singing the songs, that's fine. You know what? For me not liking battle royales, This surprisingly, I enjoyed the part I saw of it.
Yeah, so, it was fun. And that's all they can be is fun.
Yeah. But I think they put the Battle Royal in front of this next match in the hopes that it would make this next match look better than what it really was. All right, so we got to talk about the thing of we're going to bring out the military guy, talk about this little fun
what I thought they were doing here, and I could be wrong, but I thought this little thing they did here, bringing the American soldier out, doing the adopt dogs for veterans thing, and having the American flag, having the troops, having the video of the American troops play with the music played over it, and ba 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 ba, the American, American, boo boo boo, having a USA chant right in the middle of the USA chant.
Flags.
They walk out to USA chants. The dog, the soldier, they walk out to USA chants. The flag's up there, the music's going, people are chanting USA. Everything kumbaya, we're fingering each other, and then the Union Jack pops up in the entrance music. That was intentional.
Yeah.
Come on.
100%. Do you think it would have been better to have Cody Rhodes come out first?
No.
When that stuff was happening?
No. That was what you wanted to do.
Yeah, okay.
You have everybody cheering USA. Union Jack comes on the screen as music hits. That's what you do.
And
I mean, that was perfect.
His jacket had the governor.
Yeah, I mean, that in any other situation, that is the perfect way to start this.
100%.
You get them invested in America,
there's
and
been
then change
There's
the
been
flag.
a build-up, right? So Anthony Gagago, like, his last match, he broke the guy's ribs, right?
Is it Ogago or Gogago?
Gogago? Is Ogogo.
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 Okay, Ogogo.
Ogogo needs a new name. Okay?
Yeah, he does.
I'm just going to call him Og.
I'm calling Dave.
So, you say Dave?
Yep.
Call him Dave. That makes me think of David Ortungo.
They won't even listen. Nobody's gonna remember Anthony, Dave, Ogogo in a few. Nobody's gonna know. We'll call him Dave.
So here's the thing, right? Dave, right? Ogogo. This match actually was set up to show off his abilities because all we've seen in the ring with him the past month is like he punches you in the side, it breaks a rib, you start spitting up blood, or it knocks you out. Like he knocks someone out with a body shot.
Best case scenario.
Now he's a former boxer, like legitimate boxer.
Yeah, best case scenario. 3 to 4 minute match. Okay. Get him in, show what he can do, get him out. Get in, show what he can do, get him out.
Hear me out on this. I thought this match would have been really good if he comes in, he hits Cody with a couple of big body shots, and picks him up and start doing some of those big moves we saw, and then you're out in 4 minutes. But I think he needed to squash Cody in this, and I think he needed to hurt Cody so Cody can go be home with his wife and his newborn kid he's about to have.
They went too long,
much
too long. And
I think that they tried to show off his moves. And listen, we saw a lot of things we've never seen that guy do.
It was.
Why? Are you,
I don't want to.
He's 2-0.
This may be too big of a statement. It was painfully slow.
Yeah, he's 2-0, and you're billing him to be a monster, and he's now 2-1.
Like it was painfully.
Let him go in,
slow.
Hit Cody with 2 body shots that really let him be the Russian that treats Rocky Balboa in the first part of the fight, right?
Right.
And then let him destroy him, okay? And then do a few of those big moves, and while Cody's gone injured, being with his family, start working him up to more moves and matches. I just think they built this wrong.
Yeah.
All right. I was kind of.
I say you have a quick. That's what 4 minutes. Show what you can do. Slam him, throw Cody Rhodes around, throw him around, go 4 minutes and get him out. Is what I thought they should have done.
But the next match makes up for this.
Yes.
Your boy, Miro versus Lance Archer.
Jesus.
First off, both these guys can go.
Yep.
Okay.
I saw the most confusion in this match.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, you know what I mean.
Go, I'm going to let you talk this way.
I saw the most confusion in this match. When they came out, Chris Archer comes in and he has a mean look on his face to the crowd.
Yeah. Oh, Lance Archer?
He jumps over the ropes or stepped over the ropes and runs by Roberts and shakes his shoulders and jumps up on and like he's just, it looks like he's yelling at the crowd, and I thought he was a heel from that entrance.
Yeah.
Miro comes out, and he's doing the stomp and looking at the crowd and getting them chanting.
100%.
So naturally, I thought
he's the babyface.
He's the babyface.
But
those entrances would tell you, wouldn't they? Or did I see it wrong?
No, exactly.
Those entrances would tell you.
You heard me talking to our little family we had around there because like everyone.
Was we were asking. I was like, wait a minute.
Who is the babyface? And people were like, Lance Archer.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah. What are you talking about? They switched 3 times in this match.
Yeah.
They kept swapping.
I think if Miro's going to be a heel, he needs to have a true baby facing.
His heel run's done. His heel run in the last match.
I think his heel run would be great if you put Jungle Boy in there with him.
Yeah, you could get it back. You
have to go against a pure baby face.
You got to get somebody that they really like.
Jungle Boy.
Because they really like Miro.
Yeah. So do you fight it? Do you try to make him a bad guy?
It looked not to the same degree. I'm not saying to the same degree. Don't in the comments. Don't go boo in the comments. It looked like when Stone Cold does his Austin 316 stuff, and he's supposed to be a heel.
Yeah.
And people are like, nope.
Yeah.
Not a heel.
Or like recent Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Like in his later part of his career.
Yeah, people are like, no, this is not.
Yeah. Yeah, listen. I got no problem. I have no problem. If the fans were confused last night, they were just overly excited to see everyone wrestle. Yeah. That's okay. But please, for the love of God, don't make that every event.
No.
Like, you know what? You want to cheer on the heels for one, like, and let them have their, like, listen, everyone's paid the price during the pandemic. And everyone suffered.
It just felt like they couldn't, the wrestlers couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
They were like,
I think they kept switching back and forth.
They kept trying to adapt to what the crowd was doing.
They were doing a good job trying. It's just
there was no right answer. The right answer wasn't there.
Yeah, and I wish, like, all these different things I've been reading, none of the writers talk about this.
But we'll kind of get here, and we'll talk about the Stampede next, or the women's match and then the Stampede, because I know what we want to finish up on.
Yeah.
And we've already gone 52 minutes here, so I want to say Miro and Archer. I thought people said it might have gone too slow. I thought it lagged just a little in the middle. I thought it was 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, this match to me was my third favorite.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
And I thought Miro was able to showcase abilities. I thought Lance Archer was able to showcase abilities.
I thought it was really good.
I just want to know who's going to be the heel and who's going to be the babyface. Right.
Now, the next one I thought had the biggest problem with getting much too slow in the middle.
Okay. And I can understand that. The more I look back and reflect on it.
They almost lost the crowd. They got close to losing.
But they got him back.
They got him back.
They got him back pretty hard. I think it was a point where people needed more $6 drinks.
I thought pre-show, and we're going to talk about this in the next video we have coming. I thought in the pre-show, watching the pre-tapes, watching the promos, this was going to be the best match of the night.
Definitely looked like, and then from what I've seen in the past, like this was supposed to be the best match of the night.
Yep.
I would like to actually, if I could find this online, I would like to go back and watch this match again, because I zoned out before the lull out happened. Mm-hmm. Somebody was like Snapchatting me or something, and I just got really into it. And by the time I look up, it was kind of dead in the middle. I don't actually know when that.
But it had it picked back up at the end.
It picked back up.
They got close to going too long, but like it, and you could say it did go too long if it gets close.
And we're talking about the AEW Women's Championship, Shida versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
The crowd was so ready.
The crowd didn't know.
Britt Baker.
The heel. Once again,
the crowd was so ready.
Heel.
Tonight, I think this was different than the last match in that it was just the crowd was ready for her to be champion.
Yeah. Which is weird when
the crowd was just like, all right, we're ready.
They want a heel to be champion.
Yeah, the crowd's like, all right, we're ready for her to be champion.
And man, this match actually had the ability to deliver everything.
It was a good match. It was a hot start.
Yeah, it was a hot start and a hot finish, and just we got to get in the middle.
And they lagged in the middle, but all in all, I'll say, I gave the last one an 8.5, so I'll give this one an 8 because it went a little slower in the middle.
I think my only confusion is I thought that Dr. Britt Baker could have had a clean finish here.
Yeah.
And this was a dirty finish. And I understand keeping the integrity of what a heel is. But I think I wouldn't have had a problem.
She got hit with a weapon and kicked out.
Yeah.
And then...
That's true.
So...
That's true.
It made her look tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
They made her look tough.
Well, both of them look tough.
Yeah.
The promos were just phenomenal. If you haven't seen the promos, we need to go look up the promos.
And we're gonna tell you about the promos because I had a thought. I don't know if you remember this, but I had a thought pre-show.
And we're gonna talk about the next one.
Yeah.
Or?
I had a thought about the promos in the pre-show.
Yeah.
That I told you about, and I think it's an interesting point.
Yeah, and we definitely will talk about it. All right, here we go. 1993, Ron Terry, 4 years old. Just learning about wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
1996, little Ron, 7 years old, right? Yes. 8 years old?
Somewhere in there.
Something like that.
He's an age.
Wait a second. I was born in 89, 96.
He'd be 7.
7, yeah. 7-year-old little Ron running around with a Stinger mask and my Sting foam finger and my poster of Sting on my wall. And I had the old school Sting and the NWO Wolfpack Sting one. I had all that. And I had a black and white one. So my favorite wrestler of all time. The reason why I was willing to drive 5 hours there and 5 hours back, this is actually the sole reason why. Because you never know. He's 62 years old. He may never have another one in him. Probably will. But at least I can say I saw him in his last run. Okay. By God, the guy can still go.
Dude.
Right?
Dude.
And how,
whatever WWE was trying to do with him
was wrong.
Was wrong. Because he can still go.
He jumped off the thing. I was scared to death.
He can still go.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I think Darby Allin got injured in this match.
Yeah.
And I think Sting had to go more than he was supposed to.
Yeah.
And because you could, listen, the guys
threw his ass into the first row.
Threw Darby Allin.
Threw his ass into
Ethan Page is a TNA guy, right? Impact guy? I think it is. And he picks him up, military press, looks at Sting, and goes and throws him. I thought they missed it, right? I thought, he got hung up. No.
Well, the first row were the AEW, the dark match people. That's where they threw it.
Yeah. I know.
And he made it from the ring across the wall into the first row. Tossed his ass.
Yeah. How great was that? That's so good. But I think somewhere along there he got a little injured and he needed Sting to go a little longer than.
I don't think he went back in. Did
he not? He might not have.
I don't think he went back in.
I think Sting put him in.
But he got up and got a tag and then never went back in.
That's right.
Sting finished out the match.
I think because he had to.
Because he had to have been hurt. And thinking about that. When he slid him back into the ring, he got up and maybe did one or two things, got the tag, and never went back in.
I need to watch that.
And never went back in.
I want to watch that.
If I'm remembering correctly.
I need to watch that again.
I don't think he went back in after the throw.
Oh, can we watch this?
Jesus! Is this the? What a toss! What a toss!
Look at that! Woo! Torpedoed him. So good. I was really excited. Listen, you going into this, no one knew how much we were going to see of Sting. The last thing we saw was an all cinematic match, like with The Undertaker. I was fine with that too. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Son of a gun.
We got a lot.
I got to see the Scorpion Deathlock.
We had a lot.
I got to see
He's better than The Undertaker is. I don't know if he's older. I don't know if he's older right now.
I think he is.
The Undertaker
I think they're about the same.
Okay. Well, he's much better. He's in much better shape than The Undertaker is now.
I got to see the Stinger Splash, Scorpion Death Drop, and the.
But I guess he hadn't had 2 hip replacements.
That's true.
So.
He had a broken neck though.
That's true.
He broke his neck with the.
But he's in much better shape.
Yeah.
He's in much better shape.
Yeah. God dang, I was so happy with that. All right, then we're going to go to the Stadium Stampede match.
Oh shit. Oh!
All right, favorite part of the match. Chris Jericho stapling the sign to MJF's head. Favorite part of the match.
What the fuck was that? And then just ripped it out of his head.
MJF's face. does everything.
Yeah.
He's also MJF at 24 years old is probably the best heel in the world.
Oh, he's going.
And working him with Chris Jericho for the
Helps
past year put him where he needs to go.
It's kind of it's a little different, but if I had to compare it to anything, it's the Chris Jericho Kevin Owens dynamic.
Ooh, I like that.
If I had to compare it to anything,
I think that's definitely good. That's a good comparison.
The young little shitty kid and Chris Jericho.
Yeah, but MJF's so good.
Yeah,
you hate him. Legitimately, people, you hate him.
Yeah,
and he does his good job. He does a good job at it. All right, this match, we knew there's a lot of hokey stuff in this match.
Hey, they didn't. It wasn't too bad.
But you know what? It was pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
I love the Urban Meyer cameo with Charlie Strong, which no one knew who it was. It looked like Virgil.
Everybody in our section said Virgil.
Yeah, Charlie Strong. That segment was great. Charlie just tossing balls and Jericho just banging him in the head with them. Let's see here. What else did I like? The cooler scene where, like, here's the thing. Freaking what? I can never remember. Wardlow. Wardlow and Jake Hager. Like, first off, the great thing is both those guys look like they can take a beating. Both of them look like they can give out a beating. So when they collide, there's a lot of potatoes.
We missed something.
What?
Son of a bitch, we missed something.
What did we miss?
In the Miro Archer match.
Okay.
Jake Snake Roberts comes out. Miro knocks him down, takes the bag, fucking launches it up the ramp. I mean, almost into the tunnel, and the crowd starts chanting, "Peter, Peter, Peter."
And you know what? That's not the response they were going for. They wanted to boo the heel. And people just started going, Pete up, Pete up, Pete up.
Just launches the damn bag.
I forgot all about, like, one
of my favorite moments of the night.
That was good. And then he was like hitting Jake. No one wants to see old Jake go down like that. But I wanted to see if there really was a snake in it.
No, I hope not.
Woof! Like a frisbee.
Yeah, I hope there wasn't.
Well, that thing was going. All right, back to this stadium stampede. So, cool thing about if you've never been, Daly's place, which is where Double or Nothing happened in the tapings for AEW, is literally connected to the Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium. Like in the middle of it, in the middle of it, you like where the vendors are. You can go straight across and you see the field. I took a picture in front of the field, or like you couldn't go in, but that was kind of cool. You had some really good spots. The Sean Spears, like, son of a gun. I just want him to be a great wrestler. I was a huge fan when he was Ty Dillinger, Perfect 10.
Yeah.
Like I thought him and Sammy Guevara had some really good stuff there. Sammy running over Sean with the golf cart. And listen.
Didn't Guevara get run over with the golf cart? So that is...
And you know what? It
was just a good book into
when WWE did it, they were so bad about, like, because it looked fake. Yeah. Some gonna look like he actually ran him over.
It looked like he knocked the shit out of him with the cart. And I mean, where we were sitting, you heard, boom!
I've been reading a lot of stuff. One of the biggest winners in this match was Sammy Guevara.
Oh my God, people love him.
Yeah, and like because he's had I guess the build up for him has been kind of tough. Mm-hmm. But last night was his moment. Yeah, he had a good finish for that match, and we got to see Chris Jericho and MJF were in the second story, and they were literally like right in front of us, and like they're going at it, and Chris Jericho just slams MJF down. That's all he just left him. Mm-hmm. And then we got the finish of the match. And then at the end, Santana Ortiz. Oh, the bar fight was pretty funny with that, right?
The bar fight was
like, because you had Conan makes a cameo. Freaking, what's the guy from the Four Horsemen? What's that guy? Tully. Tully was hilarious.
Was dressed like he was from the, what was the old Stampede match that I think this is like loosely they got it from? It's something Stampede.
Is it Canadian Stampede?
No, it's... I'll look it up after this. I'll look it up. It'll be in the description.
But, that part was... I love they met in the middle and they had shots.
Yeah.
And they took shots and threw them down. They started fighting.
Yeah.
FTR is one of my favorite tag teams.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for FTR versus Young Bucks. And
my God.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
They could right now.
Yeah.
They could do it.
Yeah.
After last night, they could do it.
It'll give a new feud to go on. Mm-hmm. I want to see Santana and Ortiz break away a little bit because I want to see them get a push for the titles because they're phenomenal too. But, all right, at the end of the match, they all come in the ring celebrating. The place is going wild. Everyone's chanting AEW. And then the pay-per-view's over, and Chris Jericho grabs the microphone, and he starts talking. And he's like, I'm glad y'all are chanting AEW because it's every one of these girls and boys back there. And
Chris Jericho's arena moment, guy.
Oh, yeah.
When he comes into the arena, and he slams him. Did he just slam him through the chairs, or was there something set up there?
It's like a little, it was like a little mini platform.
But he slams him through it, and the crowd's going absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Because he's right up on the balcony, and the spotlight had turned on. And when he walked off, nobody knew where to look until he showed up in the ring.
Yeah.
Everybody was looking.
All right. Also,
because I think the referee and everybody left.
Yeah.
MJF piled up in the
just chilling up there with
just laying there in the chairs.
Just fans up there. That's great. Here's the thing. Like, it felt really good to do his intro song with everyone.
Yeah.
And I noticed you weren't really singing. Yeah, it's okay. I'll forgive you. But being there with everyone.
Well,
What?
I watched him do that song live.
Yeah, I know.
And I was about 20 feet away from him.
Hey, listen, you were a little schoolgirl. I got it.
Hey.
You had your little skirt on.
I seen that. I watched that live.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That'd be awesome to watch live. And, we got to pregame with that song, too. The only thing I'm going to drop here, because, I don't want to tell about too much of our trips, but we went to this freaking awesome barcade. And I guess the best way to put it, it's just, they have different brews, like different beers, and different arcade games. And it was...
It's a great experience.
Golly, man.
It's a great place.
Yeah, it was called Brew and Coin, right?
The Keg and Coin.
Keg and Coin. And got to talk to one of the guys that owns part of the arcade games, and he was going to the show as well. And the brews were just out of this world good. Brett doesn't drink or anything, but man, I left that place high and mighty, man.
Oh man,
I was feeling good, and then
man at Nate all day.
And then we went out and got some pizza, Chicago style in Florida, and let me tell you, it was a banger.
Jesus,
it was a banger.
The triple's good.
Yeah.
Jacksonville's a good place.
I want to go back and spend a few days.
Jacksonville's a swell place.
Yeah, people were way more polite than I expected.
Yeah.
And I just kind of blew my mind. But it makes sense whenever someone broke down, it was a conservative southern area. It's more like Georgia than it is Florida. So
now before
Jacksonville, you're good in my book.
So now before we break into that this last match, because we're going to end on that one, let's go ahead and tell everybody that thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. We're going to have another video coming at you tomorrow that is about last night's show, but kind of a different topic that I noticed. And so please like and subscribe and tell us in the comments what you thought. Give us a rating out of 10. What you thought of the AEW show. What did you like? What was your favorite match? What did you think the worst match was? What did you think of? Where did we go wrong? What did we get wrong in this?
I give this card an 8.75.
Yeah,
that's where I give it. I thought throughout it was good.
I'm not
going to let one match ruin the paper.
I was kind of juiced and adrenaline. Then when we were leaving, and I said 9.5 out of 10. I got to go back and think about that one. That's a lot.
It's okay. 9.5 strong.
That's a lot.
9.5 strong. I think 8.75 is fair.
I'll go with you.
Maybe a 9.0. You might get squeezed a 9.0.
I go 9.
I think 8.75 is a little bit more conservative.
Yeah.
And listen, I told you last night we were leaving. These live. There's nothing like watching a live event.
That show was good.
I could have watched it at the house, but you know what? How many times in my life am I going to take a 5-hour road trip, go to a comic store, get a recommendation to a beercade, get a recommendation to a pizza place, be like super out of my mind, like just like how great it was.
Oh, yeah.
You know, eat the pizza, feeling good, go to the thing, stand outside for an hour in blistering heat, drinking Gatorade, get inside, and find out our seats were way better. It don't happen like that.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? You could have went to a lot worse first shows for your first live wrestling experience. But I digress. Let's talk about why we're really here. Let's talk about what most people say to have been the best card on the match. Even though I think it was Kingston and Moxley versus Young Bucks is my best card on the match.
That's what I thought it was.
But both of these matches grade out about the same. And this is the champion Kenny Omega versus Pac versus Brett's favorite wrestler, Orange Cassidy. And
this was the absolute proper way to do a triple threat. It was so evenly paced and evenly spaced out, and everybody got theirs. They did good.
Yeah. You can't structurally. You can't complain.
No,
about the
they did good. Triple threats are hard to do, and they did it well.
Yeah, gave you a little bit of everything you wanted. You had some interruption there. Kenny's not going over clean on anyone, which I guess I'm fine with it. I had a problem with the ending, the crucifix pin reversal. I get it. It's a very heelish thing to do. It's probably the best way. I know we were talking earlier about it, and I was like, dude, I don't agree with this ending. I don't agree with it. I'd rather it happen like go over clean, or you have someone just ring their bells and they pull them over and all. I think I personally just don't like the roll-up pins.
Yeah.
I think I have a personal thing against it. And
what I thought they were doing, I thought it was a way to take Pac out of it.
Yeah. Pac just seemed like he didn't belong in the match.
Yeah, it was a way to take Pac out of it.
And not saying that Pac doesn't belong there. Like, Pac belongs there. He's a great wrestler. He just doesn't look like he belonged there.
Yeah.
I think people were there for Orange Cassidy versus Kenny Omega. And the pop that Cassidy got at the end of this match where he almost won, I think shows AEW that it.
But that was supposed to be what that did. I thought the end did was the way it ended. That was supposed to be his moment. Yeah. He had perfect timing. The way he jumped in the ring to get the cover, that was his.
Yeah.
It gets reversed, and you could say it was stolen. He was supposed to have it.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega snatches it back, so now it's me and you. Yeah. I almost had it. You took it from me, and now that takes it down to me and you. Pac's out of it.
Yeah, and then
I thought it was the way it did.
You'll probably get a I imagine, unless they're just ready to move on to Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah.
But how do you ignore your fans? Like, literally, like, are you going to be Vince McMahon, WWE, and ignore your fans?
No.
Like, they're going to give Orange Cassidy a segment, like, with him one-on-one.
Tell the people what I did.
Man, can you imagine? Hold on a second.
Okay.
Could you imagine? What if you got, like, Omega versus Cassidy in the cell? And, like, Cassidy just doing his little hands in the pocket, drop off the side, or, like, hands in the pocket, and Kenny Omega's crew finds a way to get into the cell, lock the cell door so the best friends can't get in, and they whip the holy hell out of him. You talking about pop? Talking about getting the guy over even more? Like, could you imagine that? Like, you remember when, like, NWO did that thing where they locked the cell with Roddy Piper and, was it Roddy Piper and Hulk Hogan?
Somebody.
And they're just, like, beat the holy crap out of him.
Yeah.
I could see something like that happening. But the fans they're ready for Orange Cassidy. Can he carry the company? I don't know. I don't think you really know until you see it. When they had the TNT title on them, people were all about him, right? People were. I mean, he's legit. He's a great wrestler, and I know he is not your favorite guy. But what I really would like to see is, let's go ahead and move towards Hangman Adam Page versus Kenny Omega.
All right.
And let's put Orange Cassidy and Miro.
I think Orange Cassidy's the discussion I want to have with you about Orange Cassidy is a video in itself. That's what I think.
All right, so let's do
Today will just be a review, and I think that deserves a video in itself.
Let's do that, and I'm fine with that.
Because I can rant for another hour.
I think that Orange Cassidy versus Miro would be the babyface Miro needs to become a true heel.
Yeah.
And I think it gives you everything you want there. But this match, listen,
was a beautiful.
It was like poetry. It was watching poetry unfold, right?
It was
just
well
a lot
done.
of high spots, a lot of, there's a lot of moments where you thought somebody was going to win. Even Pac, you felt like Pac was going to win at a couple points in the match. Thought that Omega was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that Orange Cassidy was going to win. The people wanted Orange Cassidy. Yep. The false finish there was phenomenal, right? Like that's what they call it, right? Like it was because you thought Orange has got the 1, 2, and it's like whoop.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god! Like people were just like, what? I like how they go. Justin Roberts goes, and not from North Carolina. Like that thing he does with it is hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay. But overall, dude, this pay-per-view was phenomenal. I'd probably give it a 9.0 out of 10.
Yeah, it was really good.
Review.
It was really good.
I left it, and I was thinking,
satisfied.
I was like, that's a wrestling show. Now let's get to the car and drive 5 hours home.
Woo!
And we did that.
Listen,
we got home.
Had some good, interesting discussion towards the end. Listened to a good story.
Yeah. Yeah, man. This podcast kept me going.
Oh, yeah.
There was a couple times I wanted to doze off.
Man, and, it got rough.
I rolled the windows down a couple times, turned the AC all the way up a couple times. But it was a long day. It was a great trip. I would go back to Jacksonville again. Daly's Place was super fun venue. I don't know, man. I'm really excited about watching AEW, and I think this gives me another jolt to just be really.
Oh man, I'll be watching on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, it makes me feel all in.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for listening tonight to today's podcast on AEW Double or Nothing 2021. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a share, subscribe. We would love that. You would love that. You won't, make sure you hit the little bell and make sure you follow all our posts so you never miss a moment where we talk about WWE or AEW. But let me tell you, on the scale of who's winning the war, ratings-wise, I think the WWE's actually got the little edge right now. But let me tell you, content-wise,
AEW has beaten NXT a few times.
Yeah. Yeah, NXT doesn't matter anymore because they're moving everyone up.
Yeah, NXT is what it is.
But please, give us a like, a follow, a share, and subscribe, all that stuff, guys. And remember, we love you.
And we'll see you next time.